So we are on the way to Spearfish, South Dakota. And
Why would we be driving to Spearfish, South Dakota? There is probably not that much there.
Yeah, there might be. Sturgis is only a little ways away. I always joke about South Dakota not having anything to do, but I think they have the Badlands or the Black Hills, or I don't know, one of the two. There,
Mount Rushmore.
Yeah, Mount Rushmore, but we're on the western side of South Dakota. We're currently in Wyoming now, coming up from Colorado, and we'll make our way. We'll just slice in Spearfish. Nice thing is Spearfish is actually on the west coast, or the west side, and that's where we have our mailing address there.
So what we have not said is we are becoming residents of Spearfish, South Dakota.
Yeah.
Spearfish is going to be our home now, right?
Yeah.
Bye, Wisconsin. Hello, South Dakota. So why is it that we are actually establishing a resident in South Dakota? There are many benefits to doing so, and one of them would be...
Well, up until this point, we're just state Wisconsin residents. We own properties, commercial properties in Wisconsin, so we have to file a tax return there anyway, and they have taxes. They have state taxes.
In Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin. It was fairly easy to do. We do have an online mail system. We use my parents' address some of the time. We actually, during COVID, rented, basically signed a lease with our youngest son on a place, and then we were just there a few times. So anyway, Wisconsin kind of worked. But now we sold a couple of our properties, and so we need to kind of adjust what we do. We're still going to have to file a tax return in the state of Wisconsin, but only for the remaining properties. The other monies that may be taxable through the state of Wisconsin will no longer be, because we will be residents of South Dakota. South Dakota loves nomads.
No, they have figured out how to capitalize on people who live the nomadic lifestyle, which is a great thing, because so many of us are out there in RVs and traveling that we don't have a place that we're settling. So it becomes confusing and complicated and all of that when you are traveling on the road and paying taxes. But where do you do that? Federal taxes, state taxes, mailing, on and on and on. And then Spearfish, South Dakota, or actually South Dakota, has developed this program for nomadic people.
Yeah, and it's not really a program. It's more that their laws are set up to allow full-time travelers to create their domicile in their state, and so that makes everything legal, I guess. In Wisconsin, there's probably nothing on the books. For one thing, nobody wants to go to Wisconsin and pay the 6% tax or whatever it might be. In other states, worse or more. And it's okay if you live in Wisconsin. No, you should pay taxes because you use the services. We're actually not there, so we don't use any services in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
and we pay property taxes on our commercial properties and stuff. So.
Right. So that is one of the main reasons why we are going to South Dakota, is truly because of the taxes.
Well, no, taxes, and also that it's more like set up for us full-timers. And so
having said that, what does that mean, set up for us as full-timers?
Well, if you go on to their DMV to get your driver's license there, they have a big box that comes up and says, if you're a full-time traveler, click on this. So you're not going to find that in any other state. Maybe, I think Texas and Florida are also nomad friendly, potentially. I don't know about if they're actually friendly, because like South Dakota probably wants to draw you there.
Correct.
Florida and Texas just don't have state taxes, so that may be the reason that people go there.
So it is of a benefit to South Dakota setting up this. I know you said it's not a program, but obviously it's drawing people to come to their state, pay all the fees in their state, and so it is generating funding for South Dakota.
Yeah, it's smart, because when we bought the van, Arizona took taxes out, the sales tax out. So then when we registered in South Dakota, No, South Dakota didn't get that because they, forgive if you've already paid or whatever. They just got our registration fees, which is a couple $100. Nevada did not, or the dealership in Nevada did not take out Nevada sales tax. So the $2,000 went to South Dakota. So it was great. I mean, I actually loved it. It's like if they're going to be nice to us and set up laws that work for us, then I want to pay my money to them instead.
Right. So what did we do to prepare for us coming to Spearfish to create a domicile?
So one of the things you have to do, you have to set up an online mail system or a mail system or a mail box, basically, which is a physical or an address in South Dakota. And there's like American Mailbox, I think it's called. We're using South Dakota Residency, something or another.
As the mailbox
As
company.
the mailbox. And we've already used those before. I used Traveling Mailbox for about 10 years.
Right.
I don't use them anymore. I use a place, I think it's called PostScan or something like that. There's a number of them out there now, so they're very easy to find. But anyway, you sign up with one of those in South Dakota. Then you need to stay one night in South Dakota, and you have to get a receipt that shows that you stayed one night.
And only one night, and we are actually staying at the KOA.
Well, the KOA happens to be the South Dakota Residency Mailbox. So the KOA started the mailbox service because of this. So yeah,
that's awesome. So we're staying where we need to be, and they have our receipt, and so we got that.
Yeah, and then affidavit of our residency stating that we travel full time, but when we're done traveling, we will go to South Dakota, or that'll be the spot that we will live. Which you can change your mind, of course, if that's not happening at a later date. And then you need like something that shows your social security number and your passport, or may not. If you don't have a passport, there's other documents. And then you need your driver's license from your original state that you're transferring to. And so that's it. And
tonight we stay at the KOA, but then tomorrow we have to show up at the DMV. There weren't any appointments online, but the DMV said that they take walk-ins, which they do because actually our son and daughter-in-law just did this a couple days ago. And so tomorrow then we have to show up at the DMV to actually then get our license.
Right. We always said we want to live around our kids, so
yeah.
So they just moved to South Dakota too. So.
And we have a lot of friends who live in South Dakota.
So if you're out and about and you see a lot of especially RVers with South Dakota license plates, that's because they domicile there.
Yeah, so. I'm pretty sure they don't live there.
Most likely not. Yeah.
So we went over what we all needed, what we need to prepare for this. We actually we printed out some documents at a FedEx yesterday and had a notary sign that. What was that for?
Yeah, that was the affidavit of residency or something like that. Basically stating, like I just talked about, stating that this is where you're going to live in South Dakota.
Yeah.
I believe you don't have to have it notarized before you get there, but whatever.
We just did. We like to have things buttoned up and prepared in ahead of time, and so we did it at a shipping and mailing place yesterday. FedEx does do it sometimes, and other places do. You just have to Google online and see where you can find a notary, and that's super easy to do.
Yeah, and that's it. Our son and daughter-in-law just had it done yesterday, or the day, yesterday I think. So, but anyway, and it sounded simple, and so we'll do that, and then we'll have a driver's license from South Dakota. The vehicles will be registered in South Dakota. Ultimately, register our Sea Dory boat in South Dakota. I'm ready to give them any money I have to pay in fees. I want South Dakota to have because they are friendly to us.
Oh yeah, and again, any correspondence that we had done with them in South Dakota, they were very super friendly, over helpful. And of course, and they should be, but they also want to establish this and want us to spend money in South Dakota. So I think it's a great thing for them as well. One more thing, let's back up to quickly. We really got our license plate fast. How did that work?
So when we bought the van, it's not apparent online. It's like you to get your license plate, they kind of expect that you went through a dealer in South Dakota because 99% of the people do, of course. And so it's only stragglers that don't. So I emailed.
Stragglers?
Yeah. I I emailed the DMV basically, but it's handled by the counties. And the lady emailed me back a whole list of stuff. I sent her, I put attachments. Is this what I need? She said, yep. Send in this and a blank check because they don't know the fees until they get it, I guess, or whatever.
So yeah, we sent them a blank check.
And so we sent the blank check along with the other stuff. And the van took really quick too, but on the Jeep, I needed it faster because the dealer out of Las Vegas was slow in getting stuff. They were supposed to actually register the Jeep and they didn't. So they sent it to me overnight so I could do it. So anyway, we were a little bit more of a hurry, even though their speed is what their speed is. But I overnighted it to them. They got it on a Saturday, which they're closed. Monday morning at like 10 o'clock.
She called us.
Yeah, she called because there's a blank check, and they said, we'll call you and tell you how much we'll write it up for. And
Monday morning.
And then 2 days later, we had the license at South Dakota place, and then I had them overnighted to Colorado.
Yeah, so that process was really slick too, and that was easy. And again, they were very fast. She was super friendly on the phone, told us exactly what she was writing out the check for, and maybe she bought herself a new pair of boots too, I don't know. But no, she then sent a copy of the check to us as well, and we got our license plates for both vehicles very fast.
Yeah, which was really nice because it's not normal that it happens that quick.
Anything else that you can think of for us to become South Dakota residents?
No, that's
So
it.
do we have to vote there?
Sure.
Are we gonna?
We don't have to vote there. But yeah, we can't vote anyplace else.
No, we have to come back to South Dakota for big voting decisions. Wow.
Well, you can just do absentee.
Oh yeah,
You don't have to go back.
absentee ballot. Yes.
One thing is like your driver's license has to be renewed, I think, every 5 years.
Oh, every 5 instead of every 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's every 5 years.
All right, that is it on how to establish a domicile in South Dakota, or as Bob would say, not how we are doing it.
Yeah, just what we're doing, yeah. It's easy, you can Google it, you'll find all the information. Especially if you go to like America's Mailbox or SD Residency, these people that these companies that set up these online mail system, they have all the information right on their sites because that's what they're set up for. Is all
Right, that's what they're trying to do, and get the money to their state. So that's it, you guys. That's it for today's video, and we are on our way to Spearfish now, and we will see you when we get there. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.